Ypsilanti Township versus Rashevia Gun, case number 25T00096.
Paul Barnett on behalf of the township.
Allison Muller here on behalf of Rashevia Gun. Ms. Gunn, can you please unmute and turn your video on and then state your name?
Rashevia Gun.
Ms. Gunn is here today on a pretrial as well as a testing issue. She was positive for cocaine. She was before the magistrate. And apparently the 10% bond has still not been posted. So technically she's still in warrant status. She did earlier when she said her name.
Buckle up, because this hearing takes a wild turn. We've got Rashevia Gun, a defendant caught between legal orders, drug test results, and some explosive reactions in court. The case kicks off with a pretrial check-in, but things unravel quickly when a positive cocaine test comes into play. Was it a legitimate mistake by the testing lab, or a violation that could land her behind bars? The judge makes it clear, bond conditions are strict, and excuses won't cut it. And just when it seems like she might get a second chance, Rashevia lets her emotions take over, leading to a jaw-dropping ending no one saw coming. Stay tuned, because this courtroom clash shows how quickly hope can turn into disaster.
So, what is the status of her testing at this point?
So, Your Honor, this was a little bit of a unique situation because I think my understanding of the testing order is that the substance testing was removed by, I think we had asked at her last hearing that she not be tested for substances, and then she was ordered to ETG test, and that's actually where the cocaine positive came from. They were only supposed to do an ETG, but the testing facility in Adrian collected for substances as well. So right now, I believe she's only supposed to be on her sober link, which she is still, and she's still blowing into the sober link.
Wait, you want me to ignore that she tested positive for cocaine when there's a court order, regardless of whether she's supposed to test or not, that she's not supposed to use any drugs?
No, Your Honor, I was just updating about the status of, I don't think she's currently testing further for substances other than that one result that we have. So she has currently, and since the arraignment and since that violation, just been blowing into her sober link.
Ms. Johnson or Mr. Pappington present to let me know what her ETG test.
Given that she's testing it, good morning, Your Honor. Given that she's testing it in Adrian, I would need to reach out to the community corrections agent to see if they've gotten those reports and if we have an updated progress report from them.
All right, I'm going to pass this to do that. And when we come back, ma'am, you tested positive for cocaine and arraignment violation at this time. It is still a violation of your bond conditions. And right now there's a bench warrant outstanding, which probably is going to remain outstanding. So, right to have a hearing on the violation, at which time if it is found that you violate the terms of your entire bond could be revoked. Right now it's set at 10%. Ms. Muller, have you talked to your client about all of that?
Yes, Your Honor, we spoke about it.
All right. We'll pass it and see where we're going to go. Thank you. All right. The court will recall the matter of Ypsilanti Township versus Rashevia Gun, case number 25T00096.
Paul Barnett on behalf of the township.
Allison Muller here on behalf of Ms. Gunn. Ms. Gunn, can you please unmute and turn your video on and state your name?
Rashevia Gun.
Thank you. All right. I'm in receipt of an updated progress report regarding Ms. Gunn. Have you had a chance to review that?
Yes, Your Honor, I have.
Mr. Barnett?
Yes, I've also received that and reviewed it, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. All right. What does your client want to do with respect to the bond violation of testing positive for cocaine on August 19th, 2025?
Your Honor, Ms. Gunn will admit to that violation, and then I would just allocute on her behalf when appropriate.
Thank you. Ms. Gunn, please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. You may lower your hand. Ma'am, as I indicated, you have a right to have a hearing as to the amount. You have a right to have a hearing on the violation of cocaine in this particular case. It's my understanding you want to waive that right and you're going to admit to the violation. Is that correct? Did we just lose her?
No, she just turned the camera on and lost audio. She's back to audio.
Ms. Gunn, is it true you're going to waive your right to have a hearing in this matter and you're going to admit to the violation by testing positive for cocaine?
I'm sorry, Judge. My camera went off and I did not hear anything you said.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Is it true you're going to waive your right to have a hearing on the violation and you're going to admit that you tested positive for cocaine on August 19th, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And I find that there's a knowing and willing admission to the violation. Are you satisfied? Mr. Burke?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Defense is likewise satisfied.
Thank you. What would you like to say on behalf of your client, Ms. Mueller?
Your Honor, Miss Gunn does admit she did use cocaine in this instance. I do think she seems pretty self-aware in that she realizes maybe how some mental health issues contributed to this, as well as her being pretty susceptible to the people she's spending time with and maybe a little bit of peer pressure and just going along with things. So she does understand this is really a matter of putting herself with the wrong people and avoiding that in the future. She's not a regular drug user. I believe this was the first time she used cocaine. She will test negative going forward for any substances. And we've also talked about the marijuana and that must be discontinued until she would be given any kind of permission, if that were even ever to happen from the court. She understands that. I do think it's really positive for Ms. Gunn that I think there was an initial straw issue, but once that was corrected, she's done really well on her sober link. She has been abstaining from alcohol, and I know she'll continue to do well on the sober link. And I do believe that she will test negative for substances going forward. I think she learned a lot from this testing positive and kind of the repercussions that can happen by getting the bench warrant and having that over her. She's been really fearful and really hopeful that the court will give her a second chance and let her prove to the court that she's taking it really seriously being on bond. Mr. Burnett and I have a possible resolution. We are going to be asking to adjourn that today, of course, given the testing issues that have come up, to see if Ms. Gunn can test negative until the next pretrial. If the court would remove the bench warrant, allow her to continue testing for substances, remain on the sober link. She's already had her assessment, so that's great. I've provided that to Mr. Barnett. I know the outpatient or the assessment's recommending outpatient, so her and I have discussed that, and she's definitely willing to engage with that or anything more that might
Here's where the stakes shoot up. The judge spells it out. Testing positive for cocaine is a direct violation of bond conditions, no matter what the testing order said. This isn't about a clerical mistake anymore. It's about whether Rashevia can prove she's capable of following the court's rules. Notice how her attorney tries to shift the narrative, framing this as a one-time lapse influenced by bad company and mental health struggles. But judges don't rule on sympathy, they rule on compliance. If you were in the judge's shoes, would you believe this was a first-time slip, or a red flag for what's to come? Drop your thoughts below.
might be ordered. So our request at this time is if the court would remove the bench warrant and give us an adjourned pretrial date.
Thank you. Mr. Barnett?
Thank you. Clearly, she's struggling pretty significantly. I wasn't aware until today how significantly. It's fortuitous that test was done because it gave us an insight. Absolutely, testing for controlled substances needs to be added. She needs to continue to test for alcohol as well and be compliant. It just sounded like there was some gamesmanship with the with the straw and just testing in general. So that needs to be done properly for us to get a better sense of where she is. In terms of any sanction, I would leave that to your honor.
Thank you. Well, it certainly appears that she has figured out that this is serious. She has started to test appropriately. She, since August the 19th, has tested each and every time, and she has been negative, and her results with the straw have greatly improved. Apparently, she said she found those. So I am concerned about the cocaine positive. Do I believe that it was a one-time? No, but she can prove to me that that's correct. Because I'm putting her up. I'm going to have her test 2 times per month, and then we'll see really where she is. Okay. So it'll be 2 times per month with the drug testing, and she'll continue on the sober link as she has been. And I'm going to bring this out to October 7th. Is that enough time, Mr. Barnett, for you to get some idea where she is?
I think so.
Okay. October 7th, 2025 at 9:00 a.m. for pretrial. Bond is otherwise continued. Bench warrant is recalled. All right, ma'am. This is your last opportunity. Please make sure you follow through with the court's orders, okay?
I did not do cocaine. I never did that in my life. I was hanging around the wrong people at the time. I never did that in my life. I promised to God on my life, I never did that in my life.
Thank you, Ms. Gunn. You'll show that through your future results, okay?
All right, Ms. Gunn, we'll see you on October 7th, okay?
Can I leave now?
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks, everyone.
All right, what are you saying?
I'm gonna go fucking because this is ridiculous. I never did cocaine in my life, and this is hurting me, and I'm already in a freaking shelter for domestics, and this is crazy. I never did that in my life. I have a son I'm trying to take care of, and this is just overbearing for me. Like I'm mentally challenged. Like I never did any of this in my life. The only reason why I'm smoking is because I was in a car accident and my leg hurts and I have arthritis. That is the only reason why I use marijuana. If that was the case, I wouldn't even be doing this right now.
All right, I guess Ms. Gunn is very unhappy with the results, which was a bench warrant being removed and her being given a second opportunity for her to go on a tirade. So maybe what we need to do is just reissue that bench warrant and get her in custody. So, and the other thing, Ms. Mueller, that you probably need to do is to call CMH or somebody because she just made a threat against her life.
And it's telling me I don't care. Sick of this. I never did that drug in my life. I never did it in my life. I was just hanging around the wrong people, and you're doing it to me. And I never been still with this. Like I never did this in my life. That's getting to me. I never did this in my life. Never, never.
The bench warrant is not called. She needs to be picked up, apparently. I'm canceling the next court date.
They're doing the next court date.
They said October the 7th, but it's like, I swear, I'm doing the alcohol. I'm done doing alcohol. I'm done. Like, it's just,
Just listen to this.
already listen to what they had to say.
Okay.
You know who's there with Miss Gunn?
And I'm not sure. I think she said she's at a shelter, so it might be some worker there at the shelter. I'm not. She said something about domestic. I don't know if this is a special kind of shelter for.
I'm gonna reinstate the bench warrant and I'm canceling her court date. And you should contact someone with CMH.
I will, Your Honor.
Thank you.
And just like that, second chances went out the window. Rashevia's emotional meltdown flipped the courtroom energy completely. Instead of gratitude for the judge recalling her bench warrant, she lashed out, insisted she never used cocaine, and spiraled into a tirade. That outburst sealed her fate. The bench warrant was reinstated, her court date canceled, and child services flagged for intervention. This case is a powerful reminder that in court, actions speak louder than words. Respect, composure, and compliance can mean the difference between freedom and custody. If you found this case as shocking as we did, hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.